Right, welcome to episode 27 of the Vinyl Collective, your weekly journal on the hip hop and R&B landscape. I'm your host, Topper.
And I'm your co-host, John. How are you doing this week, Tots?
I'm doing good. I've had a good week. Can't lie.
Some wins.
Yeah, had some wins. Just hoping to keep those going. Yeah, of course, get to meet up with the fabulous John on a Wednesday. That's always the highlight of my week, of course.
Of course.
Do you know what I mean? But do you know what's so interesting, right? So I always say to people that, you need to separate the person from the artist. I always feel like people do like a really shit job at doing that. But then, obviously, when Dave dropped those pictures of just a young guy having fun on holiday, just being a 22-year-old or whatever, and the internet went ballistic, like just literally, it just went insane.
It was him and
Fredo.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everyone's going crazy, right? And then obviously he's like, "You're right. Look, I know you guys. You're just a bit aggy, just a bit noisy. It's been a drought, probably a bit hungry. Cool." And then drop a couple of songs, and everyone suddenly was like, "Oh gosh, damn, I love that guy. What's going on?" Like, do you know what I mean? It was very strange, but yeah, our boy Dave is back. He's dropped 2 singles, Titanium and Mercury. He teased Titanium a little bit. He had like a teaser video, whatever you want to call it. So I think people are definitely asking for that song. So yeah, he drops that song and he drops Mercury. Have you heard these songs?
I haven't, no. I haven't.
Okay, cool. So he kind of does address some of these pictures, so a little bit in a couple of lines. So it's kind of funny. I think the first one is quite funny. He's like,
was it well done or did it feel forced?
It was well done in terms of addressing, because basically saying like he was kind of comparing women to like cuisine, and obviously he was talking about like Asian cuisine or something like that, and then he didn't get to like the black girl cuisine or what's meant to be like black. I think it was something like chocolate, something like that. And before that, he's like, let me land. And I just thought it was really funny. Like, that's what was kind of funny. Because I mean, he kind of knew what the perception would be by saying that, he's got like, mixed race girls or Asian girls. It's like, hey, let me land. I've got black girls and white girls too. Like, I just thought it was pretty funny. I mean, you got the song Mercury where he addresses it a little bit again, but this is way more introspective. It's a long fucking song. I think it's like 5-6 minutes. Like,
is that the one with the guy Kamar, right?
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think you had him on someone you're watching.
Next. Yeah.
Yeah.
Up and coming playlist.
Yeah, we have a radar. Guys. Don't voice it. But yeah, he was on that song as well. It wasn't bad. I think a couple of things I took away from it were so one, I'm kind of worried for the next album because production wise he hasn't really progressed from these. So I'm kind of hoping these are like old beats because it sounds very psychodrama. And I'm like, that was one of the crutches of psychodrama. Very piano-based melodies, and I think Titanium sounds a lot more like the back end of psychodrama, like maybe something like drama or,
Did you like the production he did on, was it Fredo's album though? Did that feel like an evolution for you?
Some of them, I think it was back to basics. That was like, fuck, like, he should do more of this. Like, this is really sick. And then the intro, I was like, this is psychodrama, like 100%. Some of the songs just felt, again, it feels like I think like even if someone like, if I didn't see the production credits, right? And someone said, who produced this? Was it Dave or was it not Dave for the Fredo album? I'd probably guess most of them which were Dave.
Yeah.
I mean, the only one I wouldn't be able to guess is Back to Basics because that beat is fucking crazy. But yeah, I think that's what I'm worried about. Like, I don't feel his beat progression has progressed. His pen game, it's getting better. Like, especially on Mercury, it's definitely better. But yeah, it's that production, man. Like, I'm just very concerned.
He's young though. He's got time. People forget he's young and he has time.
That's what I'm saying.
Happen this year.
That's what I'm saying. But I guess because he's already kind of been put into that like top three, him, Stormzy, J Hus kind of conversation. People have that expectation. But yeah, no, I mean, but I get he's young, but it's also been like a couple of years since Cyberdrama, right?
Yeah,
so it's been like, okay, so I would expect some sort of like progression, but again, these seem to be throwaways. I don't expect these to be on the album. I was
going to say, I haven't heard them, but the fact that there's some lines about something that's happened the other week suggests that whatever type of producer you are, right? If you've got something you want to get out quickly, you've got a limited amount of time. You're probably gonna, kind of
go to the backlog.
To what you're comfortable with. Yeah.
Yeah. No, for sure.
I don't think that should be too telling.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I'm not super worried, but it's like I think because what you was talking about was quite recent, so I'm just like I really hope the beats hold. So
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. But talking of top three UK, let's talk about someone we know is top three UK, Little Sims.
Let's talk about it.
Um, so yeah, we've seen she's been working on obviously some visuals and stuff at the Natural History Museum. All looked very like Yeezy wardrobe,
Yeah,
didn't it?
very
All
much
those
so.
kind of like tan, brown coloured,
Mhm.
oversized outfits. But anyway, I'm looking forward to it. Whatever's coming.
Okay, yeah, I am obviously you know me like I'm super stoked for this. I think
It seems
yeah.
big production. Like the visuals seem big.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, it feels like she's going in a completely different direction, just off the feel of the photography. Just feels like she's going a completely different direction to what Grey Area was, and I'm very happy about that. Very happy about that because I don't need a Grey Area 2 because I got Grey Area 1. Don't really need that, mate. But yeah, I think she's been quiet for about a couple of years now. Obviously, the EP dropped last year. That was basically like a lockdown EP, you know,
Yeah,
paid
yeah,
bills.
yeah.
Let's be honest, in it. Still a good EP, but I feel like she's sitting on some content, man, and I am stoked because again, if she does it again, which I think she will, then I don't want to hear shit. But again, you know us, we'll be here. When the album drops, we'll be the first to review it, or maybe not the first, but we'll definitely get to that. But yeah, it's probably gonna be a couple singles at the end of the month. I don't think she's gonna drop that album. I think it'll be some singles. What are your
Yeah,
thoughts?
I'm excited. I'm really excited.
Mm,
Um, I think you're right. She's been quiet, but there are always little teasers here and there that she's like
working and stuff.
working on
Yeah.
something. And then like seeing the first kind of visuals for it on Instagram and Twitter
Mm,
was exciting.
yeah.
Just like the level of like production behind it. I don't know, just having that like the massive dinosaur like
Yeah.
in the Natural History Museum feels like big stuff.
Yeah.
I'm
Like
excited. I'm excited.
I hope that well, I think I'm gonna assume it's a couple songs, right? I just hope the songs or song that we get kind of gets an insight into what the theme of this next record is gonna be. Like, is she gonna attack a concept again? Is this gonna be bangers? Like what I can't really but I just know it's
I'm
not
gonna
gonna
guess
yeah.
concept.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess concept as well, but yeah, it just seems like okay, just and it's so weird that pictures can give you that feeling, right? But
Mm.
yeah, like you know, for the song who's the best artist, best rapper, sorry, in the UK. Yeah, I said it, crazy, isn't it? So if someone who's the best rapper in the UK, obviously we expect big things here. So yeah, just have to wait and see, mate. Just have to wait and see. But yeah, just have to get that out there. Obviously, I mean, we've gone bloody damn near 8 minutes, and we haven't even mentioned the passing of one of the greats of
Yeah,
hip hop history, DMX. So obviously, rest in peace to that man. Obviously, a huge contributor to gangster rap as well as just hip hop in general.
mm-hmm.
Especially, I mean, if you have a sibling in their 30s, they are definitely probably
Chances are.
yeah. Chances are they are huge fans of DMX, right? Like this guy. I mean, it was like him, Method Man, Redman just dominating like that late 90s, early 2000s.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? Where it's like,
That
okay,
crazy run of like 3 albums in like a year, wasn't it?
yeah,
Two
yeah,
albums in 1 year, and then an album the
yeah.
following year as well. All
Five
number
straight,
ones.
5 straight number ones.
Yeah,
5 straight number ones. Obviously, he's performed to. I mean, everyone knows that video, right, of him performing to that massive crowd. It was like
yeah.
fucking, a million people.
Like
So there's like an insane amount of
Glastonbury
people.
type vibes.
Yeah, do
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like an insane amount of people. Like his dominance during that time cannot be understated. Like, and obviously, he was in big films as well. Well, not big
mm.
films, but I'll say culture classics, like Romeo Must Die and stuff like that. So, I mean, even if you weren't a fan of DMX's music, like if you're around our age, then you probably know him like just off big songs. Like he was always on the TV, especially when growing up. So yeah, sad to see him go, man.
For sure. Yeah, really sad. And like, I mean, I'm not going to pretend that I was always listening to DMX, but like,
Oh yeah, I hate when people do that as
can
well.
definitely no, like I wasn't, but can definitely appreciate the impact that he had, and also just like hearing stories over the last few months of like
Mm,
last few weeks probably like what a lovely guy he was, and just how like troubling his like upbringing and stuff was, and how that
mm,
obviously kind of impacted on his life going forward. It's
yeah,
just kind of like gives you a new like a reinvigorated like appreciation for the career that he did have.
Yeah, no, for
given
sure.
given the things he kind of went through.
Yeah, and yeah, just as a sidebar, really hate when someone dies and it's an artist they don't listen to every day and they act like that, and they kind of just like project that to the world where it's like because they know they don't listen to the artist every day, and they just assume that everyone else was the same. So it's like, oh, DMX was underappreciated when he was alive, and it's like I don't think for a single second anyone ever underappreciated DMX. Like he did the fucking verses like a couple months ago. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I hate when people do that. Like, DMX was given his flowers whilst he was here. Let's not do that now that he's died. It's like, fucking if Jay Z dies next year, we're not gonna be like, oh my gosh, Jay Z, like, stop it. We don't need to listen to an artist every day to be like, yes, we're rated. I'm like, come on, man, don't be so ridiculous. That's all I wanted to say on that.
You got it out.
Yeah, that was it, really. That was it, really.
Should we head over to our spotlight series?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. So week 27,
Mhm.
here again, giving new artists. So we had Hope Tala this week, and yeah, I mean, you kind of put me onto her, but going in like kind of preparation for the spotlight series on Monday, I think I came across listening to some of her older stuff, a song that I'd liked a few years ago, which was couple of years ago. What was it? Love Stain. That was which is probably like her biggest song. And I was like, oh, this is who this Hope Tala is that Toffee's been mentioning for like weeks. Yeah. Great artist, and like I think something we obviously put in the Instagram description was that there's been like quite an evolution. I know she said in interviews that she has a very, unlike I think a lot of other artists, she has a very specific idea of what she wants her music to sound like, and she doesn't really want to change it a huge amount. But there's definitely like evidence of her newest K.R.I.T son like expanding that and kind of like opening it up to some like elements of hip hop with Amine. And yeah, that kind of stuff. What about you?
Yeah, no, for sure. I think for me, she was just really nice on the ears. Like, she's one of those artists where, again, and I always say this, I'm always going to say this, man, British singers, man, like, the talent runs so deep. The fact that someone like Hope Tala, maybe, I mean, I don't think people who listen to UK hip hop probably listen to an artist like Hope Tala. Like, don't wrong, she's not unknown within that space. She's not unknown generally, but probably within that space, she's probably not known as much. And it's just crazy. Like, it's just like West London. Like, probably, I think doing this for some time now, like at least a couple of years. And I think the first thing I thought of her was like, I guess if Georgia Smith was from London, she'd probably sound like this. And that's not a shade. It just kind of gives me that vibe. I think for someone who is quite acoustic heavy, especially on her early like EPs, she's got a pretty nice voice. I think her song topics are quite cool as well. Like, I think the one song that kind of sticks out to me is All My Girls Like to Fight, because it's such a soft song, but it's like basically talking about like my girls are literally like what's this on the tape, like we're ready to turn up. Do you know what I mean? I think she also, because I think her voice is very, I won't say soulful, but it's not one I would instantly think, okay, yeah, this works with R&B melody or anything like that. It does seem like in that vein of like just acoustics. But she definitely surprised me in terms of her latest EP that came out last year in terms of working with Amine and stuff like that. I was like, okay, no, she can actually do it. Like, it kind of reminds me of, I'm thinking of Mabel. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking of Mabel. That's the vibe she gives me. Do you know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah, a little bit. I don't
know. Mabel feels a little bit more radio, right? A bit more kind of like.
But I think Hope Tala could be more on the radio. I think a song like Cherries I could definitely imagine that coming on the afternoon radio. Do you know what I mean? But I get what you mean. It's just that vibe. But then you know what? I'm probably the last person to ask about that because I don't fucking listen to the radio, even in my car.
I was gonna say, when do you listen to the afternoon radio?
I don't. But I'll listen to the radio when my phone has died. Yeah, when my phone's died. That's the only time when I'm driving. It's like, fuck, I got nothing else to listen to. So yeah. But I think she's a really good singer. I'd like to see her hit that higher register a bit more, because I think she's got it, but I think she just needs to work on that range. But apart from that, I think once she's kind of cleared that out, I think this is something we should definitely be keeping an eye on. I think if we're talking about that next wave of UK singers, because obviously I think like we've got an established group already, like Neo, Leanna Harris, So everyone kind of already knows the names, right? But I think once that era kind of shifts along, I think I think she can definitely be in that forefront.
Yeah.
Mm.
You mentioned her, Georgia Smith. You mentioned it twice.
Mm.
I'm not gonna. I always do this. I always go opinion and ask Tope something. I've already got my opinion in my head and I'm
Yeah.
waiting for him to say something.
Okay.
You know what, Georgia Smith. I like her, right?
Mm.
But I've heard Georgia Smith. I've probably heard like live performances online. Say I've heard 10.
Okay.
6 or 7 of them, she's out of tune.
Okay. Fair.
I don't know where you land on that, but it just I can't. Her live voice is always just like very, very hit and miss as to whether she's like very out of tune.
Okay.
I don't know whether I'm hitting a curveball here with you, but
No.
that's how I've always felt with Georgia Smith.
I think
she sounds great on like tracks.
Yeah.
But when I've heard live performances,
No, so that's fair, right? I've only heard. I think a lot of people can say that about Rihanna as well. You know what I mean? So I've only heard her in the studio perspective. I've only heard of her on studio records. I've actually never seen a Georgia Smith live performance. Or actually, the Color show wasn't that amazing. Fair enough, I'll give you that. But then she's kind of half rapping, so whatever. But yeah, and I'm pretty sure if I looked at her live performances, I'll probably be like, ugh. But then I feel like seeing an artist live is a completely different experience, man. And it can even make or break a project or a song that you like, for sure.
It just feels like there's a very specific pocket of notes that she hits, and she hits them really well. And she has a really nice like tone to her voice.
Yeah.
But when she leaves that like bracket, I'm just like, not sure about that.
No, fair. I mean, if we're talking about Hope Tala, I do think Hope Tala has more potential in terms of singing ability, for sure. She's also young. I don't know how old she is, but she seems quite young. So yeah, I think she's got a lot of time on the belt as well. So yeah, and more flexible. So I don't mean it in the sense of like, oh, she's like off to like. I think if you go on YouTube, there's like live performances of Hope Tala. I think one of the videos is on Instagram. Where she like just performs like with a live band. Yeah, she sounds fine. It's just more that like high register, but that's just me like personal taste. Some people like saying low register. So yeah, but maybe I'll look into some Georgia Smith live performances and get back to you.
But as well as YouTube, you can also find 3 Hope Tala songs on Spotify on our Spotify playlist, Spotlight series. Our 3 songs this week were All My Girls Like to Fight. We also had Cherries and
Love Stained.
There we go.
There we go.
Yeah, our 3 songs on there. Obviously, as we say every week, if you've got any kind of artists that you're loving at the moment and we haven't mentioned them, give us an email, give us a tweet, message us on Instagram. You can do that. finalcollectivepod@gmail.com, tvcpod on Twitter, and obviously Final Collective Pod on Instagram. And obviously, as usual, we always welcome comments or reviews. Just give us a shout. I think maybe we'll do another post again soon, telling people about our planned episode at some point. The Final Collective versus the world. We're opening up.
I'm collating. Basically, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to collate all the shit that has even been like interacted with me, yourself, or the Final Collective. I'm just going to slap it. I'm just going to slap at one episode and just kind of address some of these things. It'll be pretty funny.
Let's have a little look. What countries have we got any new ones on it? Okay, Japan has been added to our
Holy
list.
shit, are you serious?
We're out here. Yeah, so we've got Japan, Norway, Colombia, Kenya.
Shout out to our Japanese listeners.
Those are our most recent ones.
We appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. We do. We're on, I'm going to say, we're on every continent now.
Not Australia. Oh, we are in Australia. Fair enough.
On every continent now.
Not Antarctica. Not yet.
There's not a permanent there, is there?
Yeah, no, I'm not thinking of this.
The British Antarctic base. Like 3 listeners.
So yeah, we are officially an international podcast. Woo! That's kind of crazy to think about, actually. So yeah, not bad. Shout out.
Not bad. Cool. So we will be right back after a quick break.
Right, we're back. So, as you can tell by the title of this episode, John's there, like, we're ready to get into it. But yeah, as the title suggests, well, again, we love doing some of these things where we kind of just have a a bit of a fun episode. I know it's our idea of fun, and fucking look at us. But yeah, so this week I think one list that's really been interesting to me. So like not you guys' ranking of artists. I don't really give a fuck about that. But like when like actual publications that are meant to have some sort of pedigree and like respect in the community, when they kind of drop the list of best albums, like Pitchfork or Rolling Stone or whatever like that, I'm like, okay, like I think Rolling Stones has like the top 500 albums of all time, and it's always mentioned songs Wikipedia, like Q-Tip's mentioned as the best artist of all time. Like, okay, shit, that actually means something, right? You know what I mean? So sometimes it's kind of good to kind of have a look at one of these lists and just be like, are they bullshitting? Do I agree with this? Do I not? Like, what's going on here? Like, so another publication that does this is the XXL. So XXL every year has a freshman list. So it's essentially what it says in the tin. So it's basically meant to be, which is how I've taken it, right? So XXL is not necessarily the top, I think, 10 artists popping right now. It's meant to be the top 10 artists that are out right now and have the potential to be like the next big thing in hip hop, right? So every year, I think they started it in 2007 and they've been doing it every year since.
With the exception of 2008, right?
Damn, they didn't do it. Yeah, you're right. I don't know why that is. I actually didn't find out
Not
why.
sure what happened that year.
Yeah, anyway. but so with 2008 being a black hole, they've done it every year since then. I mean, some years I feel like, okay, bro, they actually got it right, because a lot of these artists, I look back and I'm like, shit, yeah, you guys are one of the biggest artists right now. Other years I'm like, I don't know what strain of crack. What was in the crack, mate? What was in the crack? So yeah, so I think there's obviously from 2007 to 2020, it's about
quick
12.
Maths.
Yeah,
love to see it.
It's about 12 cohorts to look into. So me and John decided we'll just rank each one, or rank all of them, and we'll give our top 3, bottom 3. We'll see how much time we have in this episode, mate.
See if we can get the ones in between.
Yeah. So what do you think about the XXL freshman list?
I'm a big fan of it. I think from seeing it I've not been aware of it for a huge amount of time. But it seems to be, it's one of those things, right? There's like drawbacks to it and positives to it. So like you can have an artist who's like just popping and they put them on there and they're like, they've got a great new track out, which seems to be, in my opinion anyway, a lot of the like last 5 or 6 years. That's been something that's happened a lot more. Whereas probably in the earlier years, artists that you would now consider like a dud, it was just because, they either stopped making music or they just, I don't know, had some legal trouble or whatever it might have been. But it seems like the trend at the moment is just to put artists on because they've released a big track, which is worrying.
Yeah, I mean, this is the problem with the social media influence, right? And one thing actually someone brought to me after the episodes where it's like we didn't really speak about the social media influence of some of these R&B artists kind of popping, and I was like, that's actually a fair point, because I mean, there's certain social medias like Tumblr that I'm just gonna stay like 20 feet away from. I don't know like how. I think Frank Ocean was quite big on Tumblr when he dropped Channel Orange, if I remember correctly, because I remember he dropped that whole blog post once he dropped Channel Orange or some shit like that. So I know there was actually a market for like artists to kind of drop Tumblr posts and people engage with it, but 100%, like when people like are popping on Twitter or Instagram, or they're popping through like a TikTok challenge, I think these publications definitely drink that Kool-Aid, and sometimes it's just it be hitting too hard, John. It's just hitting too hard. And I mean, I'm not saying these things don't have an impact. So for example, right, like last year there was no clubs for the most part, unless you live in America, which is whatever. For the most part, there's no clubs, so it's like, okay, you do kind of have to have a different metric as to you need some sort of measuring stick to be like, okay, cool, I dipped the stick into the ocean of I don't know, clout, and be like, okay, these are the artists that are popping right now. So social media is useful for that. But all the other years where the world is outside and things are actually happening, there's no way you can tell me these are the artists people are going to care about even a year from now. Like, come the fuck off.
Absolutely not.
Do you know what I mean?
And the way I look at it as well is like the freshman list is as it is, like freshman year You've
Yes,
got a lot of
exactly.
years to go until you're in
Exactly.
your senior year and you can live your life fully at like
Yeah.
top of the pack. So this isn't about like who we're expecting to be, a great artist in the next year. It's like looking at that top tier
Yeah.
and saying
Who's
these
gonna
10
hit their
artists
prime? And
could,
yeah.
and I think that's where it's kind of gone a bit, because people talk about like industry plants or like kind of like the influence of like record labels, bit of nepotism and stuff. But like I think that's 100% how some years have worked. Like
Yeah, for sure.
with record labels, because I know on the flip side of that, like what was it, Benny the Butcher, I think, was going to be in the freshman list one year, and Jay-Z told him not to accept it or something because it would be like better for his career.
What?
Yeah, 2019.
Damn. I think Jay-Z's lying. I think Jay-Z's lying. I don't think that's true.
Really?
I don't think, because the double XL, maybe in terms. No, I don't agree with that.
I think he's quoted as saying Jay-Z told me not to do the cover.
I don't agree with that, man. I think the double XL is still big enough to be like, okay, like, don't get me wrong, it doesn't have the same clout as it did like maybe 6-7 years ago, but it's still big enough to be like, oh my gosh, shit. Like, because everyone does the freestyle as well, the cypher. Like, look how many big artists on the double XL, like freshman list. You're telling me Bennett Butcher doesn't want to be part of that list? Like,
well, no, clearly he did, and he was like, yeah, Jay-Z said not to do it.
Yeah,
he made a big point of it.
I don't understand that. I don't think Jay-Z got it right, that one. Don't get me wrong, like, I think, no.
Anyway. Benny's like gone his route anyway.
No, I get that, but like, I just don't see why it would be a bad thing for him to do so. But maybe they have their own reasons. You know what Jay-Z's like.
Maybe too much pressure on you. Because what was he releasing at that point? He released The Plugs I Met. They'd released their Griselda album together in 2019. So yeah, I mean, he was still like coming to the foreground. So maybe.
But that's what the freshness is about, right?
Yeah.
That's why it doesn't really make sense to me.
Next year or the year after, Benny the Butcher's going to be probably one of the most respected rappers. If he continues on this trajectory.
Yeah, for sure. Like, yeah, I need to look into that. It's very strange. Jay-Z always does that. It's always be like, yeah, I always do this thing, but Jay-Z said, no, don't do that.
Suddenly the camera will pan, you'll just see this hand come over and like rest on his shoulder, like with the rings. You're like, oh shit, Jay-Z's here.
Yeah, there's so many Jay-Z like fables at this point. You're like, fuck it, which ones are true? Which ones aren't?
Just that shadow.
Yeah, like Jay-Z's influence in hip hop is terrifying. Like, that's what I'm gonna say on that. Terrifying. Because yeah, whatever. Whatever, mate. Yeah, so I mean, should we give a quick rundown of some of these lists before we get into the fun or the trash?
Yeah. How do you want to do this?
I think just give a quick rundown of the artists each year. Also, if you are listening to this episode, we're also going to have the list in the description in the episode, so you can just click on the link, take you to the list. But again, if you're a lazy fucker, which I know most of you are anyways, we'll just read them out quickly. But if you want to kind of go back and be like, oh, okay, you want to kind of read it while we're talking about it, there'll be the link there. So quickly, 2007, Saigon Flies, Rich Boy, Gorilla Zoe, Joel Ortiz, Lupe Fiasco, Lil Boosie, Crooked Eye, Papoose, and Young Dro. 2009, Wale, B.o.B, Charles Hamilton, Asher Roth, Corey Guns, Blue, Mickey Fax, Ace Hood, Currency, and Kid Cudi.
2010, J. Cole, Pill, Nipsey Hussle, Freddie Gibbs, Big Sean, Wiz Khalifa, OJ, The Juice Man, J Rock, For Sean, and Donis. 2011, DT.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I just want to be involved. 2011, Kendrick Lamar, Meek Mill, YG, Mac Miller, Big Crit, Psy the Prince, Lil Twist, Yellow Wolf, Fred Godson, Lil B, and Diggy Simmons.
Cool. 2012, Future, Kid Dink, Danny Brown, French Montana, Macklemore, Don Tripp, Machine Gun Kelly, Hobson, David Zeta, and Roscoe Dash. 2013, Schoolboy, Trinidad, Joey, Absol, Logic, Action Bronson, Kirko Bands, Travis Scott, Dizzy Wright, Angel Hayes, and Chief Keef.
2014, Chance the Rapper, Rich Homie Quan, Isaiah Rashad, Ty Dolla $ign, Lil Durk, Kevin Gates, Troy Ave, Vic Mensa, John Connor, Lil Bibby, Jaron Benton, and August Alsina. I'm laughing because some of these names I'm saying for the first time.
Yeah, no, I can tell. No, keep going. You're doing one.
2015, Fetty Wap, Dej Loaf, Rowry, Kid Kids, OG Mako, Shy Glizzy, Kate Camp, Vince Staples, Tink and Goldlink.
2016, Uzi Vert, Yachty, Kodak, Denzel, G Herbo, Dave East, Lil Dicky, Anderson Park, Designer, and 21 Savage. 2017, Kamaya, A Boogie with the Hoodie, PNB Rock, Playboy, Amine, Brat G, Kyle, Ugly God, Made in TYO, and X, or XXS Tentacion, you know.
Yeah, 2018, Lil Pimp, Smoke Perp, Jids, YBN Namir, Trippie Red, Ski Mask, Stefan Don, Blockboy JB, Wizzy Funeral.
Wi-Fi's Funeral. You said Lil Pimp as well. You definitely know that's Lil Pump. Lil Pump.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2019 is.
How
are you going to pronounce that?
What? Comethazine. Tierra Wax, sorry. Go on. Say, John's tapped out. He's tapped out. The Baby, Lil Mosey, Roddy Rich, Corday, YK, Osiris, Rico Nasty, Gunner, Blueface, and Megan. 2020, Polo G, Chica, NLE Chopper, Jack Harlow, Lil Keed, Lil TJ, 5-Year Foreign, Cowboy, Rod Babe, Baby Keen, 24K Golden, and Mulatto. So, again, read it out for you guys, but again, it'll be in the description. So, yeah, we can go either way on this one, John. I'll let you kind of pick the floor with this one. How do you want to kick this off?
Oof. That's a good question. I think we should go bottom 3 first, just to build up the anticipation in the audience. Let's go bottom 3 first.
Okay. Okay, you want to go first, or
I'm going to go first.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Bottom of all of this list, and bearing in mind 2020, I haven't really included in this because I'm still I can't really assess them because I'm like, it's 2021. I've heard about 2 or 3 of these artists.
Damn. Okay.
I haven't heard. I mean, like Chica, like I've heard of them, but like I can't really assess them, right?
Okay, no, that's fair. That's fair. Okay.
So bottom of the list, I've gone 2007.
Damn. Okay.
Bottom of the list, I've gone 2007. Bearing in mind, some of these artists probably I've heard of. Tope hasn't. Tope's heard of. I haven't. So, yeah, I've put them bottom.
Okay.
Most of these. They didn't go very far in their careers. Obviously the main exception being Lupe Fiasco, right?
He's by far the best one.
I don't know many people, to be honest, that still kind of listen to his current stuff, but there was a run of albums where they were up there, right?
I think most people who listen to Lupe would agree. Obviously, he's for the hip hop heads, but I think what you're saying. Do you know what we should also do as well? Just kind of name the top freshman, top of the class. But yeah, for this one, of course, it's Lupe. Lupe was by far, but I think everyone knew by far the best person on this list. But okay, good. Bottom though, Papoose. Papoose is a good rapper. Come on, you've heard of Papoose, John?
I have. But in comparison with these others, I didn't see many. Yeah, no.
Okay, fair. I mean, a lot of people don't like Boosie, so I think they'll be too mad if they have him at the bottom. But okay, cool. Keep going.
No, I don't really have much else to say about 2007. I haven't really listened to many of these artists at all.
Okay.
I've looked them up, and there's not a lot going for many of them.
Okay, so in terms of your criteria, right? What is your criteria before we can move forward?
Okay, yeah. So criteria: longevity. Okay. And not just in the sense of if you were around in 2007, you're around now. I'm looking for a 4 or 5 year span at least to be counted in that bracket. Quality, obviously, quality of individual albums, output. So, I guess within longevity, output's going to be there. Are you around for 5 years and releasing one album? That doesn't really count, I guess, if you're just releasing one. But consistency.
Yeah.
And I'd say the highs as well. Because you've got an artist obviously like Lupe. He's been around since 2007, still around now. That's through 3 decades.
Yeah.
And the highs have been pretty high. So
yeah.
Yeah,
Fair?
that's probably the four: longevity, quality, output, and the highs. What about you?
Longevity for sure. Um, I think popularity, because obviously these are also meant to be the guys who are kind of seen as the best in hip hop at a point in time,
Yeah,
or they're going to be named one of the best. So that too, like, what they kind of put in that, top so category. So that's for popularity, longevity, um, peak. Like, what was their peak? Like their rapping peak. What do you kind of see an extreme peak like from this like freshman list? That's there as well. So I think those are the three main for me. And also artists I like, right? I'm like, oh my gosh. But yeah, and yeah, no, that's it really. I think those are my three. But yeah, don't continue bottom three. So yeah, now we've got it out of the way. Let's continue.
go with your bottom, or I might do my bottom three and then you'll do your bottom three.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Yeah. So second from bottom. I mean, the way that first one went down, I don't think you're going to like this at all. Second from bottom is 2018. Again, an artist
Okay.
in there that we both love. Jid, obviously, top of the pack.
Okay. Okay. No, keep going.
Yes, obviously, Jid's the top rapper here. In terms of popularity among him, like they've obviously got a few of them pretty bang on. Lil Pump's had 2 gold albums since 2018. Trippie Redd obviously is pretty massive. There's like a big market for him at the moment. Who else have we got here? YBN Namir. I mean,
Ski Mask.
he's big.
Okay.
What?
No, keep going.
Say it.
No,
You're giving me these shady looks. I'm
gonna get to it. I'm letting you finish. I'm letting you finish.
Come on. All right, YBN Namir. I mean, yeah, not a fan at all.
Okay.
Yeah, I've never listened to. I mean, you pronounce his name.
What, Wi-Fi's
funeral? Yeah.
No. He had a couple big songs. But do you know what's bullshit about this list? And this is why I fucking hate the XXL nowadays. So obviously we all know who actually you might not even know who Block Boy JB is, but everyone knows the fucking song Look Alive featuring Drake.
Yeah.
And the reason why that's the thing, like, you can't just be put into a fucking freshman's list just because you had a big song with Drake. How many times Drake has done that with people and he just became famous for like 2 seconds? Who was that? Like
I love Maka.
That's exactly what the fuck I was gonna say. Like, who the fuck was that guy? Tuesday is not a banger song. The only reason people listened to Tuesday was when they were drunk in the club and they went out on a school night or whatever at uni. Oh my gosh, it's Tuesday now, and they wanted to hear that song.
His projects after that, no one listened.
Once Drake dropped him, that was it. Like, he's fucking shit. Hey, Block Boy JB, no one listens to Block Boy's part of that song. And name me one other song that he's dropped so you're like, oh my gosh, this is the banger. None. And you know how I can prove that? Let's go to Spotify. So we go to Spotify, right? His by far #1 fucking song on Spotify is Look Alive. It's got like more than 500 million streams, something like that. I haven't checked it. I think I checked it last week or something like that. So, like, an insane amount of streams. So let me double check this. 784 million streams. That's a ridiculous number. The second song after that, literally #2. Not #5, not #12. #2 is 30 mil.
It's a big difference.
This is a huge difference. This
is my point with YBN Namir, right? Like his most recent album, 21 Savage song with YBN Namir, like that is by far the biggest song on the album. And then you've got the rest of the songs. One of the songs even features Ty Dolla $ign. It has less than 50k listens. You've got Ty Dolla $ign on the song. You've spent money to get him on the song, and you haven't even hit 50,000 listens. Like, come on.
Do you know what I say about Namir though? Because YBN was such a big up and coming group at the time,
but
so I kind of get. I know. Yeah, I would have put. And you know what it is? I think at the time he was bigger than Cordae. That's why Cordae came the year after, I believe. But yeah, I think that's why I think people thought it would be Namir, and then obviously Cordae kind of just took over. Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like, we obviously complain so much about artists who are just like releasing single after single after single. So obviously the right thing probably to do is to capitalize on the moment, bring out an album, get a number of other features going on in the album. And that's what he's done. But it's just flopped because I mean, clearly,
Yeah, that's fucking nepotism,
21
mate.
Savage
It's like,
carried the song that he was on. And
yeah,
then, yeah,
fucking bullshit, mate. Fucking bullshit. But
it
yeah,
is.
go with your
It
first
is.
one because we're gonna be here all day. But let's keep going.
Yeah, who else we got here? My third one is 2015.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah, I mean, I think Vince Staples, I mean, obviously he's still
Yeah,
doing
of
his thing.
course.
He's been doing his
Yeah,
thing since before that. Who else have we got here? Rowry, absolutely nowhere to be seen. I would not even call him hip hop or in this genre at all. He had a
yeah,
couple of songs that I enjoyed, but yeah, I mean, he's more like on the outer edge of like folk, like some kind of
yeah.
weird folk elements to his music. So I don't know why he's here. Also, I mean, yeah, nowhere to be seen. Dead Loaf, I feel like people have just lost interest, to be honest.
Yeah, fair.
She had a studio album out last year, but didn't really enjoy that a huge amount. Big features, I think, like she had some Griselda people on there.
Yeah,
she had some big rappers as usual. But I think, yeah, obviously at that peak 2015, she had a song with The Game, which was big. Yeah, so Fetty Wap, obviously his last charting single was it in 2018 with 6ix9ine, I think it was 3 years ago. Who is listening to 6ix9ine? If you're listening to this podcast and you listen to 6ix9ine, stop.
Go on.
I don't want you to listen to this
something way
podcast.
more harsh than that. Like,
No, I don't want you to listen to this podcast.
Just a kind stop.
No, please stop.
Right.
Get some help. Stop it. Get some help. But no, seriously, stop.
Cool.
Yeah, that's my 3. Go for it.
Okay, cool. My bottom 3. So the bottom one is 2020. Don't give a fuck. Yeah, I don't need to give big explanations. I don't give a fuck. Chica is probably the best person in this list. And to be honest, I know we're not allowed to say it, right? Because Chica's a woman who raps, and we'll go act like all women rappers are the best, right? But Chica is all right. She's all right. Like, she is not that special. Sorry.
I think I mentioned her in like our first episode.
Yeah.
I was like, there was Industry Games. Like, she had some good songs.
Yeah, she has some good songs. Yeah, but
Freshman.
Yeah, no, I'm not even mad she's on the Freshman. But one, I just don't think she's gonna be that sick. That's just it. Like, I just don't think we're gonna see like some sort of like exponential growth. I just don't see it for her. I do like Baby Keem, but Orange Soda is his only song really. But I do think he has a lot of potential. Jack Harlow, don't really care for him like that. NLE Chopper's alright. Yeah, no. NLE Chopper's alright. But the rest of them I don't care. 5 Year Foreign, sorry, no. I know you guys like to like when this is what I'm saying, when you work with Drake, people just have to lie to themselves because they like Drake. This is how Twitter works as well, right? It's like, oh, if Drake retweets something, oh my gosh, we all like it. Like when Drake fucking I don't know how much you follow like Twitch streaming or gaming, right? But there's this streamer called Ninja who used to stream on Fortnite, obviously the massive streamer now. Obviously Ninja before that was always streaming Fortnite. He was well known within the gaming community. And he did one fucking stream with Drake, and everyone's suddenly into gaming, and we all love Fortnite. Like, it was fucking ridiculous. And it's the same thing with this guy. Like, 5 Year Foreign is not fun. You're not listening to him outside of Drake, apart from Big Drip. And even then, Big Drip is not that lit. It's cool, it's energy. Don't get me wrong, it's energy, but that's it. That's literally it. So yeah, I don't give a fuck about that. Yeah, done. Next one, 2015. Yeah, as you described, I think the best person in this is obviously Vince Staples. Again, I've listened to a lot of these artists. I just don't care for them over time. Goldlink is like house hip hop. Don't really care for that. Has a couple good hits here and there, but yeah, has never really kind of taken the world by storm. Fetty Wap, I never saw the hype. Again, just someone who worked with Drake and he had a couple good songs, and that was really it for me.
He had his 2015 album, then nothing after that.
Yeah,
a couple of singles.
Like, yeah, I just did not give a fuck. I liked the songs, but I never thought, man, I cannot wait for that. And people always like, like every year or so, people have that mad nostalgia feel, and they'll be like, oh my gosh, Fetty Wap was dominating the game in 2015. It was like him or Drake. But I remember Drake had his prime around that time. I remember Drake was dominating the fucking charts for at least 5 years, between like 2013 to like 2018. I know that, but I don't know about Fetty Wap. So whatever. Dej didn't really care for us outside of Prime. Another guys, yeah, I only saw him play on a couple features here and there, but I didn't really care. So
I mean, he's probably the second best on there.
I don't. Would I even say that? Yeah, no, yeah, I would say that. But
Like
even then,
that's why it's at the bottom.
yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough. The third one is 2017.
Okay, yeah.
So the best person here, I'll say
Ooh.
Playboy, but even this is even kind of shit as well. But I will say that in terms of like popularity, guy, that was my X was
Absolutely.
fucking huge. Made in TYO is pretty big.
Mm.
Arminate, of course. Kamaya, I actually do like Kamaya on some of the YG albums.
Yeah.
A Boogie, I do like A Boogie.
Cool.
He has some good songs. So yeah, I can't say this is bad, but it's like everyone here is like okay, and that's really it.
Because XXX was like, he has some of the most streamed songs. Like I think
Yeah.
his album is one of the most streamed on Spotify.
I don't doubt that. I mean, death makes you immortal, doesn't it? So
Absolutely, and they're just gonna keep bringing them albums out.
all
Same
right, cool.
with Juice WRLD. Yeah, I had 2017 bottom 4. So
Okay, no, just say your next three and then we'll break them down. So yeah, say your next three.
Yeah, so I had 2017, and then I had 2012, and I had 2014. That's working the way up.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So 2017, yes, I mean similar to what you said, really. Maiden TYO, again, his second album was not it. I went through that a bit today and did not enjoy that. Yeah, just a lot of strange features from like various genres that just did not really work together. 2012, Future, I mean, obviously undeniable, one of the biggest artists in the
100%.
world, right? Obviously the biggest one here. Danny Brown, 9 years later, he's still, consistently releasing albums that are quality. MGK, no thank you. French Montana is everywhere. This is my thing with French Montana, right? He's everywhere. He's on a lot of good songs, right? But then when he's not on the song, do you ever catch yourself going, get French Montana on the phone? Love to have him on this.
Absolutely the fuck not, but I think I don't what year was this? 2012. I do
2012.
remember his mixtapes were a big deal and it was like Mac and Cheese.
I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're not
Yeah.
popular.
Yeah. No, I mean I'm not even, but yeah, like I never, not for a single second of my life, ever thought I'd go to a French Montana project. I just don't like. He's had features. He's had features, and he's still very relevant. So you got to put him up there.
Songs.
But man, I don't care for him. Like you got to put him on a song that it just isn't serious. You can't put him. Like remember his verse on "Safe Scheming"? No, everyone skips the song after that. You hear Rick Ross's part. You hear Rick Ross. Like everyone likes his part. Yeah, listen, like no one really. After those verses, who really wants to hear French Montana? Like he's not even saying many, but he's literally just talking. Like I don't give a fuck. But yeah, I get what you mean. A lot of these artists are still quite relevant now, but
yeah. Roscoe Dash. Can't say I've ever listened to him. I mean, Iggy Azalea, that speaks for itself. Okay. Macklemore, obviously, huge album at the time. Won the Grammy. Very controversially. Shouldn't have won it. Didn't win it. Kid Ink. Okay. Can you name me a song by Kid Ink that you listen to?
Yes. What's that one with Chris Brown? I like that song. Show Me.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, you gotta show me. That song, yeah, he had a couple big songs.
Okay.
I can't lie.
2012, and then above that is 2014. This is probably getting into the bit where I'm like, these were not bad years, but they just were not as good as some of the others. So I had obviously got Chance the Rapper, huge. This was 2014 was the year before he released Coloring Book, right?
2 years before.
2 years before.
So they it was the year after Acid Rap.
Yeah, year after Acid Rap. I mean, obviously he's on there. And like in retrospect, great pick because he's still huge.
No, that was a good pick. You think he's the best in that category?
It's a tough one because there are like 3 or 4 of them that are fairly like obviously Lil Durk's. That's a great pick considering 2014.
Yeah, I know.
Like a lot of people would probably say like 2020 was his best year.
Yeah,
he had so many features. Really blown up. Ty Dolla $ign. I mean, he's just around. He's on a lot of songs.
Yeah.
Had a couple of big albums. Isaiah Rashad, it's been 5 years. I mean, if he doesn't drop something good, it might 2014 might have to slip down a little bit.
Okay, fair. Yeah.
Kevin Gates, can't say I've honestly got into him, but I do know a lot of people appreciate his kind of like consistency and longevity. He just does his thing, keeps releasing albums. That's kind of me there. And then, I mean, Jared Benton, John Connor, August Alsina.
No? Okay, cool.
Listen to them now. Do you?
Yeah. I listened to August quite a bit. I really liked August back in 2014. Cool. So I'll get to my next three. So going upwards. So 2012.
Yeah.
I think the best person on this by far, obviously, is Danny Brown. Well, obviously, Future's up there as well. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, Danny Brown, man. Danny boy.
Consistently good albums.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this boy, he's Danny Brown is a genre in itself. Do you know what I mean? Like, Danny Brown he's in his own world there. But I think there's a lot of good artists here. I'm gonna lie, Kid Ink. I did listen to some Kid Ink songs. Right. Like, I think he had a song with Seven Streeter. Oh my gosh, he did. But yeah, I liked quite a couple Kid Ink songs, and he was good. It was Show Me. He was good club songs. So I can't even
longevity though.
He had Main Chick as well. Yeah, not longevity, but in terms of popularity, he was around for a couple of years. I get why he was on there, because he was having songs that were his songs and he had like legit contributions to them. Like, okay, the song was next with Seven Streeter, but he was a feature. But yeah, all right. I think obviously this was like when we started to go to uni, isn't it? So like, in the clubs a lot, so maybe that's probably why. But by the end it's 2012, right? So 2012, and he kind of started popping in 2015. So I think it was kind of accurate in that one. To be fair, I can't hate on that one. French Montana is still relevant now. Paul McLemore, hope you get better. MGK. I mean, I know there's a certain demographic I like him, but I don't really give a fuck. Roscoe, I only heard him on one song, and that was Waka Flocka, the song No Hands. So it was him, Roscoe. He was all right, but I thought he was actually good. I thought he had a lot of potential in that song, but it never materialized. So I think him being on this is actually a massive flop. I think just being on No Hands is enough, but No Hands was such a big song. So kind of get it, but no, don't get it.
Hopsin has some tracks, didn't he, around that time, didn't he?
He did, but Hopsin's such a meme right now. I mean, I'm not even going to go into that. I don't give a fuck about Hopsin. Cool. Next one's 2009. And then the next one is above that is 2007. So 2009, Wale, B.o.B, definitely worthwhile being there.
Time.
Yeah, in their time, they were huge.
I remember being at school. B.o.B was like
the shit. And even when he made that song with Gigs as well. Yeah,
huge song.
Yeah, but obviously we lost him to the abyss. But the best artist here, for me, Blue. And that's the rest of it. Blue.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Like, I think out of all these guys, it's surprising that Blue is the one who's kind of artistic.
Would you say he's the best there by miles?
It's not a funny one, isn't it? Funny one. He's here all night, guys. He's here all night. Fucking hell. A lot of these artists are right, but like Ace Hood had a lot of potential as well. Yeah. Currency still relevant now.
Currency is, yeah.
Yeah. So I think the reason why I can't put them high now is the longevity isn't there for a lot of them, minus probably Kid Cudi, Currency, and Blue. Those three are like probably still going right now.
Currency always seems to just work with great producers.
Yes.
That's what I found about him. There's always good beats.
And I think that's a lot of people's criticism about him, because he worked with Freddie on Fetty, didn't he?
Yeah.
And a lot of people were like, those beats though. But I think a lot of people were like, Freddie's just outshining him on like every fucking track. You know what I mean? But he still got it. So I think longevity's not there as much in this group, but I think talent wise, there is kind of fine wine with this one, because you can't even say Wale's shit as well. But obviously we lost B.o.B to Flat Earth Theory, so whatever. I'm not really going to comment on that. Ace Hood kind of fell off, but not a bad list. What was that? And obviously that was in 2007. Pat, I get what you mean. It's not the reason why I can't put it at the bottom is because Plies, Lupe Fiasco, and Papoose is enough for me. It's enough for me to be like, okay, yes, they might not have longevity like the other ones, but the peaks of Papoose and Lupe, just off the strength of those two, because Lupe is probably the best one it could be ever.
That's
it's like,
up.
I'm like, don't wrong, we still got Bear to go, but it's like the peak of Lupe carries this more than anything. So I had to put it there. But that's it, really.
That's okay.
I mean,
Really?
Lupe's peak was unreal. Lupe's
Yeah,
peak
no,
was
no, I'm not.
absolutely
I
unreal.
am not denying that, but I'm
Yeah,
saying,
but then yeah, with Papoose as well. Papoose is a fucking good rapper and Pliers. So I think those three is enough because with me it's enough
okay,
because yeah. Because the thing is, anyone below 2000, anyone below this on the list doesn't have a rapper as good as Lupe and doesn't have a good like sidekick in Papoose or Pliers.
hmm.
Not as good. So
It's
that's
gonna
why I
be
put
our
them there.
scoring, right? Because I think if there
Yeah.
are like five good artists and three and like five duds, that might just be above three better
Yeah.
rappers and
Yeah,
six
it's
duds.
definitely skewed towards those three.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay,
All
let's
right.
keep going.
Bottom three. So I've done my bottom six.
Go.
Let's
Almost
add
there.
2020 in there because I mean I wasn't really marking them, so
Fair
let's
enough.
just add 2020. 4, 5, 6. So then the next two, 2009, I had similar to you.
Mm.
Currency's still going, releasing good stuff. Kid Cudi, obviously.
Mm.
I will say, I've gone back to Kids See Ghosts, and I am more
It's
of a
very
fan
good.
every single time I listen to it. I'm not gonna lie, I've
Mm.
probably said it to a lot of people. I did not enjoy it the first time I heard it. I was like, what is this? Didn't really go back to it, but I've gone back to it this year, and I can't lie. I really, really enjoy it.
I mean,
I was wrong. I was wrong.
I wish more people kind of took their feelings out of music because I think a lot of people were anti Kanye then, and don't know, Kanye outside of music, I get it, but Kids See Ghosts is a fucking banger, and it's been a banger. I liked it the moment it came out. I was like, this is fucking
Yeah,
amazing. Like, oh man, so every song is sick. It's just too short.
it's
That's the
just
only
that.
problem.
Kanye just had such a hit and miss, didn't he, in 2018?
I don't think he missed. I
Do
think
you?
every
I mean, the
project he dropped.
Nasir album wasn't that great.
It wasn't bad. It was just
It
okay.
wasn't
And Ye
great.
wasn't bad. I know people love to act now, but that album wasn't good. But that album wasn't bad. It was
Tiana
actually
Taylor?
above average. That was a good album. It was just too short. It was just too short. And obviously Daytona, come on.
Yeah,
We
I mean,
already know.
I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
come
deny
on.
that one.
But yeah, in terms of Cuddy, yeah, people slept on Cuddy on that one because that was Cuddy in his prime.
That
That
was
was like
by
a
far the
second prime.
best from the Wyoming era.
Yeah. 100%.
That and Daytona
100%.
were way above. Okay, so
Mm.
yeah, 2009, and then 2019. I had. This is probably
Okay.
skewed by my opinion of one or two rappers on here.
Okay.
But yeah, again, obviously, this is only 2 years ago, so these artists are like, I
Mm.
think they've got it pretty accurate as well. Like these
Hmm.
artists are still like Megan Thee Stallion,
Yeah, of course.
undeniable. She's getting better and better, more popular.
Mm.
Gunna, obviously, huge artist. Why are you laughing?
It's because with 2019, it's not that I disagree. It's just a lot of artists that I love to hate. I don't like you, but I can't deny your popularity right
But
now.
they're not even
So,
far down my list at the moment. This is
yeah.
this is
No, that's
number
what I'm
five.
saying.
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
number
no.
five.
Mhm.
We obviously got Corday, um,
Who's the
Roddy
best here?
Rich. Who's the best here?
Mm. Pretty competitive as well, to be fair.
Ooh, best like objectively?
Your opinion, John's
No,
opinion.
no, no. I'm going to say objectively.
Okay.
Probably Roddy.
Okay.
I think Roddy Rich is probably probably the biggest artist here.
Hmm.
I mean that 2019, 2020,
Mm.
that full winter season.
Yeah,
That
that's crazy.
was
Yeah,
his.
it was. It
Yeah.
really was.
Yeah, obviously DaBaby, huge artist. Personally, don't enjoy his music that much, but yeah, big. Can't really deny that. Gunna, Blueface, yeah,
Mm.
yeah. 2019.
Oh,
That's me.
fuck Blueface as well. Sorry. That he should have never been on this list. Tatiana should have never been the reason he's on this list. Sorry. 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 And I know people try to make that dance popular. You lot were off. No. No, I'm gonna be nice. Sorry. That's what I'm gonna say. That's what I'm gonna say.
So then I have, after that, what have we got? Then it's just my top four, and I'll do that after.
Okay, cool. So where am I now? Okay, cool. 2018. I got here. So I got 2018 quite high compared to you, but yeah, obviously just the best here. Ski Mask, good rapper. I know he's hasn't he. I think he's yet to reach his peak, so maybe that's kind of why. But every time I've heard Ski Mask, I've liked him. I think he's very creative as well.
Okay.
Lil Pump, come on, he had one of the biggest years in.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck it up. So Lil Pump, and he's you know what it is. again, take what happened with the whole Trump rally out of the equation. You just have to do it. Before that, his songs were juvenile, but they did what they were built to do. So he actually had like a lot of hits, like solid hits, like Flex Like Ooh as well. So yeah, Stefflon Don. I'm surprised Stefflon Don's 2018. It must have been for that song that I really fucking hate. What's that song? You got a new girlfriend. Oh my god! You know what I talked about radio earlier? Before my car had an aux, right? It's like, no, I'm going way back. That song kept on coming on the fucking radio. I was like, oh my god,
Oh boy!
like, I don't know if she's trolling or not. I couldn't
That
tell.
wasn't that the year she released the album with like the little Kim impression on the front?
Man, I've never seen that cover. Sorry, man.
No.
No. But yeah,
Okay.
I think she was popping because of that. I'm not doing wrong. Stephanie Don she's a decent rapper, but it's just that song in particular. I was like, fuck me. Like, why are you doing that? I think she might be the first British artist on XXL, or I'm wrong. But she seems like, one I can remember.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, it's annoying for this to be so high because I don't like Block Boy. I don't like what Namir. But Trippy Red, he's not bad. He's not bad. Smoke Perp is pretty relevant as well. I think Lil Pump and Smoke Perp came as a package, right? Like, you couldn't have one without the other. So that's 2018. After that's 2019. I think it's actually not too bad of a year, but yeah, fuck Blueface. Megan, Roddy, Corday, The Baby, Tierra Rack, sorry, Gunner. I mean, they got it pretty spot on.
Freudian slip there, huh?
Yeah. Anyways, I think the best artist here is out of Roddy Ricch and Corday. Have you heard the song they made together on? I think it's Corday's single. Like, I think it was like probably like during lockdown. It's like more than half a year ago. But I think Corday's. I cannot remember, but I remember it was good.
I know you like Corday.
Yeah, I think his next album, I really think he's gonna be like the one when it comes up. I think him.
Did you watch that cute little interview with him and
No, Misaka? Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. Come on, man.
Love to see it.
Yeah, man. It's just young love in it. Like, it's just cute. But I think Corday's talent is so high. I think the only problem with The Lost Boy is that it's just dripped in influence. Like, it just sounds like everything you've heard before. But once he hones that in, holy shit, he's going to take, like, literally, he's there. I think the next album's going to do it because the singles I've heard, so The Parables was one of them, and Gifted with Roddy Ricch, that's the one. He's coming. He's coming. So that's what I'm going to say on that one. And then the other one is 2014. So this is Chance the Rapper, Isaiah Rashad, Ty Dolla $ign, Lil Durk. So many relevant artists now. So many. August as well. If August had a lot of personal issues in his life, but I feel like if those don't happen, he's one of the biggest R&B singers. Period. Literally, like probably that decade straight off. Like I think he would have taken the baton from like Trey Songz and Chris Brown. I think he would have ran with it, but you know how these things go. Troy Ave, pretty relevant. Obviously, Lil Durk, best feature artist in my opinion of 2020. He had so many fucking good features.
Yeah.
Really, do you know what I mean? Like even me was like, even someone who doesn't like Lil Durk like that, I was like, fuck, I'm actually impressed. Like it's not just like I'm actually pretty impressed by this. So yeah, they got it pretty right. Given 2014. I mean, Charles Gambino referenced him in Because the Internet a year before, so there was some relevance. But in terms of like his peak, it definitely didn't come like maybe a couple years after. But yeah, people have been riding with Lil Durk for a while. But yeah, it does seem like he's gotten better every year. So yeah, shout out to him. I think that's it really for me, isn't it? Yeah, I only got the top 4.
This is
4
tough.
to 2. Yeah.
Just little side comment. Top 4. I mean, I would be very happy just moving them around.
Yeah, it's close.
I think these are really, really good. It seems like we've got the same 4, haven't we? Just in a different order.
You do your top 3. 4 to 2.
4 to 2, and then I'll leave 1.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Am I going to make any last minute changes?
I think I'm fine with mine. I think
I'm just going to go with it. You know what? That's fine.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So number 4. I have 2013. Could have very easily been 1 or 2.
Okay.
This is probably out of all of the years, I felt like this was one of the most consistent across the 10.
Yes, I agree.
I think that's why it could well have been number 1. But
this is a fucking strong year, man.
Wow, wow. Like Travis Scott, Schoolboy Q, Joey Badass, Absol, Logic, Action Bronson,
Yeah.
Chief Keef.
Yeah.
Like just off of those 7 alone, like
Yeah, it's insane.
wow.
Insane.
I mean, yeah, obviously like Chief, huge influence on the drill scene, right? And this 2013, he was 16 years old.
Yeah, no, crazy.
He's 20. I
know,
still
it's
can't believe
insane.
this, that he's like he's our age or younger.
Yeah. It's actually thinking about it literally breaks my brain sometimes. I'm like, I can't believe he was so young, but he was just so influential to the hip hop world. Like, yeah, Sharpie did history, man. But yeah, keep going.
Yeah, obviously Joey Badass, still going. I mean, what did he release in 2013? Was that the Paper Trails, that era?
No. No, was it? No. Oh yeah, it was Summer Nights.
Yeah.
He hadn't dropped his album yet, but yeah, good spot because he 1999 dropped. So did the Pro Era tape in 2012 as well. So there was so much hype coming into him. Like he came out the gates swinging. Like
I'm excited for whatever comes next because the 2 or 3 songs that he released last year, one of them was Pusha T. They were shine.
So good.
Oh, it got me so excited.
Yeah. It's been 4 years. It's been 4 years. I can't wait. I mean, I think we're yet to see it, his peak.
And he's young as well.
Yeah. He's like our age or a year older.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
Who else we got here? Action Bronson. I mean, 2013, they hit it right. That was the, what did he bring out? Like Terry and a few of those other songs. But after that, he's a good lyricist. Don't get me wrong. Sure. He works with really, really good, I mean, like with The Alchemist, works with great producers, but he just tried to diversify way too much. Yeah, I've been following his fitness journey. Actually, it's really impressive. He's like proper, lost so much weight. I'd say more so than Rick Ross. Like he's gone for it.
Has he stopped smoking weed? He probably has as well.
Yeah,
that's what happens, right? No weed, no munchies.
He still eats so well though. He like brings his little barbecue to the gym, and it's like barbecuing outside the gym. Yeah, shout out him. Absol.
Come on,
don't you say anything else? Schoolboy Q.
Come on.
Yeah, consistently good albums. Travis Scott. I mean, Astroworld was one of the biggest albums of the year.
Straight.
I love it. I was listening to it again a couple of days ago. Yeah, incredible. Who else we got here? Logic. I mean, hit and miss. A lot of people find him very corny, but I think
his early years were really good. Yeah. His early years were really good. So yeah. Okay, cool.
Coco Band's Trinidad James. I mean,
Trinidad James. Trinidad James was.
Don't need both.
Yeah, people liked him at the start, but he fell off really quickly. But yeah, no, keep going. Let's see what the years.
Yeah. So number three. Number 3 is 2016.
Okay.
So obviously got Lil Uzi Vert, Lil Yachty, Kodak Black, Denzel Curry, Lil Dicky. Again, very corny. He's not for me. I appreciate that. Obviously, a lot of people find him very talented. I think he's a great like lyricist and like rapper, but his music itself, especially the song in 2020. What was it? We Are the Earth or We Are the whatever it was. Did you watch that?
You think
the charity single?
I'm not.
Top 10 worst songs I've heard in my life. I am not
listening to a Lil Dicky charity song. Sorry, it's actually impossible. You're not going to force it to do that.
You are going to watch it. You're going to watch the music video as well. Terrible stuff. Who else we got here? Mac Miller. I mean, no, that's 2011.
No, that's
2016. Yeah, Anderson .Paak. I mean, that's the thing. If you look at this list, this is 2016, 5 years ago. People from here that are like still at the top of their game. 21 Savage.
Still top of his
game. I was one of the biggest albums of 2018.
Yeah.
Anderson .Paak has not missed in the last 5 years.
Who's the best here?
The best here is probably Savage or Paak.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, probably Savage or Paak. Lil Uzi Vert, obviously, he just released his new project at the end of 2020. Was it something red? What was it called?
Who?
Not Lil Uzi Vert. That was
Playboy.
Lil Uzi Vert released Eternal Atake, wasn't it?
Which he reviewed. Which he loved very much.
Because of that was trash. Lil Yachty, Kodak Black. Yeah, love it.
Okay, cool.
Kodak went platinum, obviously, 2 years running, 2017, 2018.
Yeah.
Completely makes sense.
Mm.
Dave East, his recent album kind of flopped.
It's weird because I thought he was going to be a lot bigger than he became. That was quite... I don't really understand what happened there. I think he got cancelled for a bit. I'm not too sure. I think he did. I think he had some homophobic
Designer,
comments.
did he just drop off the face of the earth?
Yeah, literally. Pretty much.
So that's number 3. I'll go with number 2 now. This is the big reveal. Number 2 is 2011.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, 2011. Obviously, I think undeniably the best rapper in the last decade, Kendrick Lamar. If it was just, the best of the best, the highest, then 2011 would be the top year. But Kendrick Lamar, Meek Mill, again, lots of, things going on in his personal life. So the peak, or kind of what people were expecting of him, hasn't been realised, I think. I think that's fair to say. I know a lot of people did not enjoy Championship.
Yeah.
Mac Miller, that's just gonna make me cry. I love Mac Miller.
That's your boy.
A lot of great albums. Worked with just so many artists like through the last decade. I mean, worked with like Kendrick Lamar, with all of TDE, Anderson .Paak. Yeah. Who else we got here? Big K.R.I.T. I mean, not the biggest on this list, but he's had a lot. He's had some good albums.
Yeah,
even his album he
fantastic
released.
album.
Was it 2 years ago? K.R.I.T was here.
Yeah.
Is here. Yeah, that was a good album. That had Baby Rose, one of our spotlight picks on it.
And he also had Forever's a Mighty Long Time, that double disc, which was really fucking good as well.
And I loved Cadillac.
Yeah, that's one of his best albums.
Loved that.
Yeah, that was a good album.
That was huge. YG, obviously.
Come on, love that guy, man.
Yellow Wolf had a big album in 2015, 2016, I think. So in that sense, if you're looking at it, 2011, pretty good picks across the board. Go on, here's
okay,
tops.
cool. So fourth is 2010. It's so sad to say this because I feel like, oh man, this is probably in terms of like
that hurts.
Probably in terms of like artists that I just genuinely like. This is pretty close. Like, I feel like this is the most complete list. It's the most complete list because you got J. Cole, Nipsey Hussle, Freddie Gibbs. We can't talk about him enough. Big Sean, Wiz Khalifa, J-Rock, and I know a lot of people don't know about Fashawn, but Fashawn was that guy. He was that guy. Like, it's such a shame. Such a shame. He didn't. I think he was a Nas's label. I just don't think he got pushed correctly. And I think that's literally it. I think
Mass Appeal, isn't it?
Yeah. So I think his best years were just never televised, so it's a shame. So I think that kind of brings it down in terms of popularity and peaks. But J-Rock, come on, TD. J. Cole, come on. Nipsey Hussle, rest in peace. Freddie Gibbs, Big Sean, Wiz Khalifa. He's built a following over the years. Like, he's obviously not the same Wiz Khalifa as 2010, but still very relevant to this day. Probably one of the most relevant rappers in this list. So yeah. Obviously my favorite here is it's got to be J. Cole or J-Rock. One of the two.
Cool.
Or Freddie. Actually, right now, Freddie. Sorry, it's Freddie Gibbs.
Yeah.
Third. I guess close now, isn't it? Third, 2016.
Okay.
So many big artists here. Uzi Vert, Yachty, Kodak, Denzel, Anderson, 21.
You got that so right.
They've got this one perfect. I think some of them actually no, they got it on time. They got it exactly on time. But this is when Malibu came out for Anderson.
Yeah,
this is when Designer. I think Designer one's a bullshit one, if I'm being honest. Because of Kanye. Yeah, not because of Kanye, because of Father Stretch My Hands. And about Panda. But Designer was bullshit from the get-go. I'm sorry. 21, I'm not gonna lie, I did not see it at first. I didn't, but he's gotten better and better over time. So I think that's a good one. Denzel Curry, holy shit, this guy is talented. Like, this guy is so good. Like, I think I had.
His name was Imperial, right?
Yeah, I think a couple years after he dropped Taboo. So
Taboo,
it's like,
yeah.
I mean, that was one of the albums I reviewed last month, and fuck me, like I heard a lot of good things, but I was like, this guy is talented. And obviously, he dropped Zoo after. Like, this guy
Never
is,
unlocked after that. Like, talk
yeah,
about consistency.
this guy is super. Like, this guy is super fucking good. Like, so yeah, I think I wouldn't be mad if someone said he was the best one here. If I'm being honest. Kodak Black obviously was massive. Personal life got to his, his fame. To be honest,
Mm-hmm.
Lil Yachty. I know people act like it wasn't the case, but Lil Boat 1 and 2 were really popular. I think what's that song with Dram Broccoli as well? Like he had a lot of big songs or had a lot of big features during that time. I was like, oh shit! Like I think that's when it was like at the height of people complaining about mumble rap. But he wasn't a mumble rapper, he was more like a punk
Yeah.
artist. You know what I mean? And I think he kind of not popularized it, he was one of the first to actually kind of like bring his force to the mainstream. So I think they got that one perfectly right as well. Uzi Vert, come on, like I'm not the biggest Uzi fan, but come on, like can't deny Uzi's prevalence right now. And then number 2, similar to you, 2011. And I really wanted this to be number 1, but I just feel like the lows on this are so low.
The lows are low.
The lows are fucking low on this. Do you know what I mean? Like, yes, you've got Meek Mill, you got Big Crit, you got Kendrick Lamar, one of the best rappers of all time. You got Mac Miller, you got YG, you even got Diggy. I mean, Diggy's not bad. Diggy's not bad. So it's like, but Yellow Wolf, Lil B, I don't give a fuck about Lil B, sorry. Sci-Hi, the reason why, Sci-Hi is a very good rapper. He's a very good rapper. But the thing about him is, he spent so long not dropping anything. There was so much hype for him because he got signed to Kanye and he was working with him on My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. So people were like, holy shit, what's this guy gonna do? And then he teased this whole album, was it No Dope on Sundays, that came out, I think it was 2015, 2016. So I think a while ago, maybe a bit earlier than that. But honestly, when it dropped, it was all right. But it was like, you've only dropped one album, really. I don't know if he's dropped again after that, but it's like, I think so much hype. It was kind of like a Jay Electronica thing, where it's like there was so much hype, then it just didn't materialize. But I think the talent, I think they got it right for saying that. Yeah, no, 2017 dropped No Dope on Sunday. So imagine that he was on the freshman list 2011. No Dope on Sunday came out 2017. He didn't drop anything. He was just like, I knew it was a bit of a ghostwriter and shit like that, but it's like, no, sorry, that doesn't really count for me.
But the lows,
yeah, the lows are just low.
I mean, he was on Lil Wayne's record label, released a couple of things. I think 2009, 2014, he had like 2 top 10 albums, but then just dropped off the face of the earth after another mixtape.
Yeah, so
I don't know where he is now.
So yeah, fuck that. But yeah, the highs. But the reason why this is here is because the good artists are all like A tier.
Yeah.
Or even A minus at worst. Like if you Meek Mill's not your flame. Meek Mill, after this he drops Dream Chasers 2, then he drops his debut album, which are both good. Then he drops his second album, Dreams Worth More Than Money, which, if it wasn't for the Drake beef, people still like the album as well. So it's like, this guy, he's been relatively consistent album wise. But yeah, obviously YG, Still Brazy, comes out 5 years after. Fucking amazing. Mac Miller was kind of stellar throughout his whole career as well, to be honest. So yeah, but yeah, the lows are just low. But fuck it. Obviously, I don't know if you've been keeping up with the last, 14, 15 lists, but obviously my number 1, I'll go straight into it, is 2013. What's your number 1, size?
2010.
2010. Okay, cool. Fair enough. So yeah, 2013, I'll just go straight off since talking. I thought a lot of reasons you mentioned, just off the strength of the consistency, fuck me, man. This list is ridiculous. Like Schoolboy Q, probably people's favorite after Kendrick and TDE. Trinidad James, fair enough, he fell off, so whatever, you can take that off. Joey Badass, still, I think we hit his prime, but he's such an extremely talented rapper. Absol, come on. Logic, come on. Axel Bronson, I think they got this one right as well, because this is when he started working with Chance the Rapper. He was on Chance the Rapper's Acid Rap as well.
Yeah.
Got a lot of good albums since then as well. Travis Scott, I mean, it's literally, the guy had his own fucking McDonald's meal, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Chief Keef literally kind of invented American drill for as we know it today. So yeah, I think that's why it's my number 1. The consistency across the board. I know Purple Bands, okay, fair enough. Take him out. Angel Hayes, okay, fair enough. But after that, it's like no, this is probably the closest you're gonna get to every single person being like, okay, yes, 100%
Yeah,
agree
yeah.
with this. So yeah, and then you got 2010.
I've got
What do you
2010. I think this is just about similar reasons to you had 2013 across the
Mm,
board, with the exception of a few.
mm,
There is like sustained longevity
yes.
from the top artists, and there's consistent output as well.
Mm.
And I'm like, if you've got 7 or 8, okay, so to go through again, you've got J. Cole, Nipsey Hussle, Freddie Gibbs, Big Sean, Wiz Khalifa, J. Rock, and
Mm,
For Sean as well, right?
mm,
So I know you mentioned For Sean before, like he had
mm,
2 out. His last one was in 2015.
mm.
Seems like he's kind of, stopped making music perhaps since then. But then,
Yeah.
I mean, there were like 6 years between his first and 2015. So
Mm. Yeah, who
who knows? He
knows?
could just drop
Yeah.
next year. But yeah, both of those albums are brilliant. I came onto him pretty late, but enjoyed. Big Sean,
Mm.
sure, he's a bit corny, a bit cliche now and then, but he's been big for a while. Like the
Yeah, of
2010s
course.
had
Yeah, he was
lot of
huge. That
great
Family
stuff.
Vayness move, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, for
Still
sure.
doing big numbers, obviously. And then, I mean, J. Cole, 5 number one albums in a row. Like,
Yeah,
what can you say?
yeah,
You can't argue with that. Wiz Khalifa again, like
yeah.
Rolling Papers, Black Hollywood. Was it
Yes.
ONIFC? I can't remember what that album was called. The one after Black Hollywood. But yeah, Wiz Khalifa was huge in the tens.
Yeah, absolutely, like manic. Like
Manic.
it was even at the time Black and Yellow dropped, I didn't realize how big he was even before that. I was like, fuck, like this guy is because also yeah, and I didn't realize like how much he was kind of respected as a rapper as
Yeah,
well. It's like fuck, like this guy's yeah. So yeah, I think
yeah,
he's especially again this is like near the end of the mixtape era. Like look, Wiz Khalifa was definitely popping back in those days as well. So
yeah.
yeah,
And then, I mean, obviously there are a couple of duds like,
yeah, of course.
who have we got here?
Mhm.
Donis does not make music anymore.
Mm.
OJ the Juice Man, have not heard
Yeah.
of him in many
Oh
years.
man, I never liked him. I had a friend in school who loved him. I was like, you're just saying that because you like Gucci, man. I
Hill, I
never
think,
liked
was
him.
on Maybach. I think he was on the Maybach label because I know he was on some Rick Ross songs at the time.
Mm.
Again, have not really heard from him. But then we get to the man of the moment, right? Freddie Gibbs.
Yeah.
Great shout in 2010 because the output of him, we've already had a soundbite on. If you follow us on Instagram, you've already
Hmm.
seen it.
Hmm.
But yeah, his output is ridiculous. The last 6-7 years.
Whoever called in 2010 is a fucking genius because I don't really understand.
I wasn't listening to him in 2010.
I don't think anyone was because obviously he was like Jeezy's protege. Don't get me wrong, he was. I've heard some of the songs, but it's like there's no. I don't. I think that one is. I'm not gonna lie, it's just a fluke. It has to be a fluke because there's no way you predict Pinata's gonna come, then Bandana's gonna come, then You Only Live Twice is gonna. Like, there's no way you predict that. But
Yeah,
yeah, whoever did that though, I bet you're
props
feeling
to
real good
them.
about yourself.
Yeah.
You're feeling real good about yourself because boy, that's
But
a
yeah,
good shout.
the rest of that list is obviously
Yeah.
Nipsey Hussle as well. But yeah, just consistency wise,
Mm,
if you've got 7 out of these 10
mm,
rappers that have at least 2 good albums, very good albums, I mean,
yeah.
it speaks for itself.
I mean, it's funny because at the time J. Cole was by far and away the most hyped prodigy in this list. Like people literally thought he was going to be the next Nas, like no questions asked.
Yeah.
Like yeah, do you know what I mean? Like people were riding the I was as well. I'm not gonna lie, I definitely was. I was like, also heard Friday Night Lights
Oh, I bet you. I know how much you enjoy that.
and the warm up because I think 2010 the warm up dropped and Friday Night Lights I think it was the year after or something like that. Yeah, no, I was all in. I was like, yeah, this is actually I think Friday Night Lights might have been 2010, but yeah, I was like, he's gonna be the next Nas, no doubt about that. And it's kind of a shame because obviously, yes, Freddie Gibbs is currently probably the best rapper in this list, but it should have been Cole, and I think everyone at that time probably thought it was gonna be Cole. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But it's how it goes. That's how it goes
Yeah. I
sometimes.
mean, I can't really argue with 2013 being top.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
it's very
consistent
hard. I
across
get
the
what you mean
board.
by the top four being like quite interchangeable.
Very much.
Because yeah, I feel like with the top four, I feel like there's at least 1 or 2 artists you're like, okay, fine, fair enough. Like I gotta give you that.
Yeah.
'Cause that's fucking like yeah, 2013 is just got I think it's definitely for more for the underground heads because it's got a lot of artists apart from Travis Scott and Chief Keef, who are like still consistent now. They're just not as popular. Whereas 2010 probably has more people who are people like right now. And you got J. You didn't mention J Rock. Like J Rock as
forgot to
well.
say J-Rock.
Yeah.
Like the fact that he dropped, was it 90059 in 2015,
Yeah.
and then came with championships.
Even his debut album, Follow Me Home as
Yeah.
well. Like, and obviously, I know people might forget this, but J Rock was the front man of TD way before Kendrick was. He was the first person to be signed. There was, J Rock was their biggest signee at the time. It was literally literally, I think, obviously they've been signed since they were like teenagers, right? But yeah, all that time it was J Rock, right up until Good Kid, Mad City. So that's a long time. Like he was like that guy. So I'm not surprised J Rock was here and Kendrick Lamar's not here until maybe a couple years later. Yeah, no, a year later. Yeah, a year later. Yeah, I'm not surprised by that at all. So yeah. I mean, yeah, that was fun.
I guess looking at the list, would you from kind of our top 3 or 4, do you see us having the same list, say, in 5 years' time?
I mean, it's because all this is all in retrospect, right? And that's one good thing about lists, because one thing I hate about when people make lists or when lists are made, sorry, is that people think that list is etched in stone. It's just the list at that time. So, for example, when someone asks me who's the best Premier League team, I'm answering that in 2021. I'm not answering that for all of eternity. Yeah. Like, I'm gonna say, of course, it's Manchester City. Do you know what I mean? Like, but if something happens, like, fucking they fall off a cliff in the next 2 months, I can't be like, oh, I was wrong. You just got updated the information. So I just wanted to get that out of the way.
That's right.
But so I think the only ones really that can really change over time, I'll say, is anything within the last 3 years.
Yeah.
So 2018 upwards.
10 and 11, like, they've done it. Like, they don't really need to prove anything more. Like, anything that happens from this point on is a bonus.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? And if you haven't made it now, you're probably never going to. So not going to include you. But I think we could look back potentially at 2019 if things go the way.
Yeah, with Roddy and B.o.B and Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah, and even Gunna, like if Gunna keeps on getting more popular, I think people can look at that and be like, okay, you know what, fair enough, we got to bump them up. And even then, it was like halfway through my list, so it's not the worst. But I think 2019 can definitely bump up.
Yeah.
I don't see 2020 moving from the bottom. I just don't see it. I think that's really it. I don't think 2018 is going to move too much.
I don't see that.
I think 2016 maybe, because I think maybe some of these artists are going to be around for even longer. I don't see them falling out of relevance anytime soon, but that's probably a stretch. But
2017, I don't see that improving too much.
It's gotten worse over time.
I don't see Amine or anyone going.
I mean,
Playboy Carti will stay relevant,
but that's it really. Even his second album wasn't as good as the first. Yeah, I really think for a lot of them, their time has kind of come. I think it's when XXL started being on their bullshit, but and they definitely went way more down the trap/wave sound instead of just like across the board hip hop, which is kind of annoying. But whatever. Yeah, do you know what I mean? What can you do? But I don't see this changing. I think the only one that can really change is probably 2019, because I think it does have talent. Like, it does have talent that, okay, maybe over time things could slightly change.
Definitely. Do you feel like there's an element of, when you look at the last couple of years, do you think there's an element of just laziness?
Yes, 100%.
From the team?
Yeah, 100%.
The failure to like deep dive beyond the global Hot 100 and actually listen, because as you said, whoever called out 2010 Freddie Gibbs,
that's ridiculous. That's
who was
ridiculous.
Listening to Sean in 2010, like actually listening to him and predicting him.
Yeah, or even getting Blue as well. I know Below the Heavens was pretty big, but to get him quite early on, that's a pretty good snap. I'm not gonna lie. But that was underground. Like, it felt like they had a blend of underground rappers as well as popping rappers as well. Whereas this time it's like, who's like the top 10 biggest? Do you know what I mean? And it's I don't know.
Where do you think that started? Because I'm looking at the list and thinking it was probably 2016.
I think it started with 2016. To be honest, yeah, I'd agree. Maybe even before that, maybe even 2015. Because fuck Fetty Wap, man. Sorry, I never saw it for him. And then there's no way you can tell me like songs outside of the Drake ones, or my way. No, that's just Drake one, the Drake remix. Yeah, so
There you go. You can't even do it.
yeah, I can't even do it. I can't even do it. Yeah, that's it really. I think that's when it started to change. I think that social media became such a big presence, and I think there's a lot of people now who they don't want to put the work in terms of finding new talent because everything's online, right? So you kind of expect things to kind of be served to you. Whereas, again, we're not hired to fucking listen to music or scout music, so that's different. But if I'm hired to scout music, I've got to put my nose to the ground and really find like what's going on, like who
Yeah.
is that talent, and they can't. I think these lists can't be based off popularity at the time. It's got to be like, oh my gosh, like you're going to be a star kind of thing. And there's no way you look at these guys who like. Don't get me wrong, Megan Thee Stallion is good enough for this list. So I did that because I didn't say she was good. I said she was good enough for the list. But it's not like she wasn't rapping before this. So it's not like, and she was rapping years before this. So if someone was going to be, XXL should have called that. It's like, okay, it's only now that she's working with like all these big artists and Q-Tips producing for her now. It's like, oh my gosh, you need to get on the list. Like, yeah, it's just kind of strange. I think they're doing the same shit that Grammys are doing with the best new artists, where some of these artists aren't new. Some of these guys aren't freshmen. So
But
what's going on
do you
there?
think they've been doing that forever? Because I mean, Drake turned down the freshman opportunity in 2010.
Damn.
He was offered it and said no, which
I
is
don't know why
interesting.
he
I think
did.
there've been other artists since. Nicki Minaj said no in 2010.
Damn. Yeah, there's some artists here I'm like, okay, why aren't they there? So yeah,
ASAP
Drake is a
Rocky
thing.
said no. It's too
Damn.
busy. Young Thug didn't turn up.
Forgot why I'm like, there's so many big artists that
Yeah.
just weren't here.
Okay, something that's going to make you laugh because we mentioned him before. I Love Mackinnon.
Yeah.
He did not respond, but he was approached for 2015.
Fuck.
And that would have been another massive dart.
Fuck me. That's what I'm saying. They changed management, man. They changed
Yeah,
management.
it's got to be.
The thing is, I can't even shade the people early on shading it because it was only like their third edition. So it wasn't like it was a big thing. Like now it's like it's coveted, right? Oh my gosh, the coveted, double XL, you do a cipher, all of that. It wasn't like that back in the day. So I can imagine just being like, oh, it's not a big deal. Like so yeah. But I think now, those same artists are popping now and seeing how big the magazines become now, I think they'll do it.
Yeah.
Sure. It's just freaks. It's literally free exposure. So yeah. I don't really want all this denials. I don't know, or maybe they just smell the bullshit. But it's very strange, very strange.
It is. What can you do? But yeah, that kind of summarizes our lists.
Yeah.
Just as a reminder, my top three again were 2010, 2011, 2016, and tops. What are your top three?
Sorry, I'm just getting this stuff again. My top 10 was 2013, 2011, 2016.
There we go.
So, yeah.
So yeah, if you follow the link when we post it and have a look at the lists, feel free to let us know, where you kind of rank them all. If we've mentioned some duds and you're like, how dare you, G Herbo is the best rapper in the last 10 years, let us know. We're happy to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Cool.
leads us onto what we do every single week, the best playlist around now and then. I'll go first. I've obviously been doing the April Albums Challenge. I'm tired. I'm going to tell people I'm tired. It's I underestimated it a lot, and the last thing I want to do at 11 p.m. every evening is write some tweets that no one except Top 8 will ever read. But what can you do? So yeah, I listened to Q-Tip's album, The Renaissance. So my then song is going to be Move, which was produced by Jay Dilla.
Okay.
Great song. My now song is a song I only came across a couple of days ago. I think I'd listened to a Q-Tip album or something, and it was going on to like the radio suggestions, and this song came on. It was "What Do You Say" by Common feat. PJ, and it's my favorite song I've been listening to the last few days. I absolutely love it. I think it's off his 2020 or 2019 album. And I mean, I don't really listen to modern Common stuff, but it is a good song.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. I know a couple of people who listen to this podcast who are super fans of Common. I think he's cool.
I like his old stuff.
Yeah, like he's more of a let me kick some knowledge to you.
The wise sage.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? It's always been that guy for me. But he's not bad. He's definitely also a very competent rapper. But in 2021, probably not my vibe, but it's what it is. Now song, even though I shaded him a little bit on Twitter, Fuck it. Bobby and Rowdy featuring Nuts by CC. I'm sorry, I like that song, right? And
Okay.
I'm not a fan of the project. Yes, TSB is all over it. Oh my gosh, we love TSB because he works with J Hus and all that good stuff. But I just don't care for it. I just think this is by far the best song on this album. For me, I think Neighborhood's okay, but yeah, Bobby and Rowdy, good song. I think it sounds like it's been produced by Nuts. I can't confirm that. I haven't looked at it, but I think Nuts produced this. It sounds like a Nuts production. Obviously, Nuts kills it, like as per usual. So that's my now song. My then song. Oh, actually no, that's too recent as well, so I'm not even gonna do that. I'm going to go. Hmm. You Ain't a Killer by Big Pun. You Ain't a Killer.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it really. So again, check us out on social media at Vinyl Collective Pod everywhere except for Twitter, TVC Pod. Yeah, our email is vinylcollectivepod@gmail.com. Follow our playlist on Spotify at the Vinyl Collective. So on our dumb playlist, podcast Shazams that John has nicely omitted from his vocabulary. You got our. I think we've got a couple of other playlists from other episodes.
We've
So
also got a playlist dropping this week, which is based on our episode last week, which was the R&B Renaissance. We've specially curated a 90-minute playlist for some of the best R&B songs from 2016, 2017. So
yes,
yeah, we'll drop a link for that.
Yeah, of course. And yeah, and if you are a proper old time, if you do like a backlog, a marathon run of episodes, you also see there's a Valentine's playlist that we made with Junior. That's still there, still useful. I was gonna say, still useful. Yeah, good playlist. So yeah, cool. See you guys next week. We're gonna have a guest on, aren't we? We're gonna get into the weeds. I haven't done an album review in a while, so yeah, stay tuned for that one. We're gonna have an album review. It's gonna be fucking hilarious. I can't wait for you guys to hear it. So yeah, see you guys next week.
Yeah, see ya.